Okay, it's probably about a week after the event. Haven't really done much. I've ordered a couple parts. I'm gonna put a coolant temp sensor in my car. I found something on Z1 where you cut into the upper radiator hose and you put this adapter in there, you can put a coolant temp, and then I found a little module that goes into my defrost vent to where you put that in there, and then you can put an actual temp gauge sitting on there, and it works pretty good. So I'm gonna do that because I don't really ever know what my temps are, and it sometimes that specific gauge dies. So we're gonna do that. But we went and picked up a dolly the other day, and my dad bought it specifically so then he could haul the Mustang around, take the insurance off and everything, or if it dies at the track. But we're actually gonna go use it for something else today. Can y'all guess what it is? We're back from Birmingham, and now it's time to finally reveal what we went to go pick up. Yep, it's another 370. I kind of like I'm always just perusing Marketplace, so I just kind of know what the market value of the 370s are when they're rebuilt or stuff's wrong on them or they're completely new or anything like that. And this one popped up for roughly $5,000. You know, it's not perfect panel wise. Like there's little things and paint coming off and sunspots on the roof, and there's this weird little dent in here. But for the most part, I mean, it's good. It's not fucking T-boned. It's not been in a fender bender, destroying the entire front or anything. Everything is good on it, except the engine is blown. So, we don't know exactly what's wrong, but the dude took it to a shop and they looked in it and said that 2 of the cylinders were seized up. But, I don't know. The way they were talking about it just kind of didn't make total sense. I don't know if they just weren't playing telephone correctly between the mechanics and us. But, you know, we're going to do a couple tests and see if that's actually what's wrong. And if it is, I mean, I got a bunch of options. But the main reason I bought this car is because eventually on Scarlet, I mean, it's drifting. I'm going to hit things. People are going to hit me. Doors are going to get messed up, quarter panel, bumpers. And all that is like super, super expensive. I mean, you're looking at like a replacement door for like $600-$700. Maybe you get it for like $300 if you go to like a part out place on a Rec Z or something. Yeah, I mean, just in body panels alone, I mean, I'm close to making back the amount of money that I spent on it. So that plus any single part on it is a replacement. An engine that I can dive into, learn more about engines, fix it up, do something with. But also, if I wanted to, I could strip this whole thing down, put a roll cage, stitch welding, tube the front and rear, and just, you know, start building a comp car. Or just let it sit on the side and keep doing stuff to Scarlet, and this is a spare parts and an extra chassis if I wreck bad enough, you know? This is by no means something that's gonna come together quickly. If I do build this as a comp car or something like that, it's going to take years, and a lot of money. That's mostly why it's gonna take years, because it's a lot of money. And I still have stuff that I wanna do to Scarlet, so this is just kinda, I saw it, good opportunity, and wanted to snatch it up and, you know, basically be ready for it. So there she is. New car. Okay. We gotta do stuff to cars. We got the next event in roughly 20-ish days. We also gotta check to see if this is gonna work or not. We got a bunch of stuff we're doing to the Mustang. We got the strut tower bar, just, you know, stiffen that all up. We bought bigger throttle body, redoing the radiator. We got a bigger, better radiator with fans and just a bunch of other random little shit here and there to maybe boost up the power a little bit. A little flash tune, so maybe the car will run a little bit better. Over on Scarlet, I'm putting in a coolant temp sensor because I just don't know what the coolant temps are. I know they haven't been terrible, but I don't know what the actual number is. And also that specific gauge on my car will just like stop working halfway through the day. I don't know what happened to it, but this one just like sucks ass. I won't know my fuel level, my coolant temp, or whatever happens in that middle screen. So I actually found someone who makes a replacement for this defrost vent. You take this out, you put it, the thing in there, and it holds one of the gauges. So they have like a 2 gauge or a 1 gauge. I just did the 1 gauge, and we're gonna put the coolant temp gauge in there, and that'll be good. Something that I might try to do before the next event is on this Extra Z I bought. It has the Nismo brakes, and that's something I've been wanting to do for a long time, is upgrade all the brakes on that car just so that I can stop easier. But the only thing is I have to buy a second pair for the rear because I got the dual caliper for the Hydro e-brake, and I need to check if the extra master cylinder I have is the right size for locking up big brakes. I actually have it right here. I don't know. I'll have to rip open my console and see. I honestly can't remember. Bore size is 0.5, 0.62, 0.7, 0.75. This is a 0.75, so this might actually work. It might work, but I'm trying to remember why this didn't work in my setup. This could be not a low profile setup, which is what I need for in that car if I want to keep the interior looking the way it is with all the hydro stuff hidden. So I'll just have to take that apart and check that out. But yeah, next event I'm doing comp. So I'm trying not to change too much. If I do put the big brakes on, I'd want to really test it around the street and see how it feels. And I mean, I'll have the whole like first half of the day to get used to it. I just don't want it to put it on and my fucking hydro doesn't work or this or that, and then, you know, that would just be problems, especially going into a comp. But yeah, we're just gonna do all this stuff to the cars and, you know, get it ready for next event. You know how it is. Just keep on working on it.
Try it again. Try it again. Go again. Let it charge for a few minutes.
Okay, we messed around with the new Z a little bit. We think we know what's wrong with it. We put the diagnostic tool on it, and the timing degrees are off, so we're thinking that the timing chain jumped or something to that effect. So it looks like the engine is gonna have to be messed with. So most likely, I'm going to pull the engine, rip it open, see what's wrong with it, replace the stuff that's wrong with it, and then from there, I have to make some decisions. A couple things. I could go ahead and start building it to withstand like 500 to 600 horsepower with a supercharger on it. Or I could just fix what's wrong with it and throw it back in and just, you know, just start kind of turning this into more of like a pro car. I could throw a supercharger on it without upgrading the internals and just run it until it blows. That's a good cheap option. So yeah, just kind of messing around with it. Not in a rush to really do anything because it takes so much money. It takes so much damn money, and there's still like so much stuff to do to Scarlet. So that's just kind of, you know, work on that on the side, kind of do whatever. It'll probably be years before that thing's ready to go. Unless I take like a really cheap, fast route. But, you know, whatever. Yeah. Okay, so I did this. I got the nice coolant temp sensor in. That fucking sucked, okay? I had to remove all this crap and pull the dash out just a little bit. I didn't have to take it out of the car, but I had to pull the dash out and run the wires from that. I hate wiring. Wiring sucks. I don't really understand it. I'm getting better at it, but I really don't understand it. Dad pretty much had to do all of it. I'm just kind of sitting there trying to soak in and learn. So we had wires going to the fuses for ignition and constant, and then had the temp lines run up there, come through here, go into here where I put the adapter into the upper heater hose. The issue, of course this thing's locked. The issue that I had when I went to do this is that when I went up in here, of course you can't see it now because it's all back together, but the battery ad in here actually had spit acid out of the vent holes on the side, and all this little battery compartment area was like, just like rusting. Not like rusting, but I mean like once I chipped the paint away and everything, there was little rust spots here and there. And also, it came through and went down the back side of the engine bay. So I was like in damage control. I had to stop messing with the coolant temp bullshit and rip everything out of there and fucking scratch it up, get all the shit out of there, clean it, neutralize the acid and prime it and paint it, and fucking sucked. It was terrible. That took up like a day and a half of messing with that shit. Yeah, look, I got my lines coming here, and here's my adapter with my coolant temp up in there for the upper heater hose. Works pretty good. Don't like wiring, hate it. It's absolutely terrible, especially on a vehicle that's like stock, like it's got all the shit still on it, so you gotta remove all of that, and not fun, not fun. But she's back together. The sensor works, which is good. Now the only thing I don't have a reading for is fuel temp. That's the only thing that goes, not fuel temp, what the hell am I saying? Fuel level. Because that whole gauge on the left side of my cluster just like stops working after a couple hours. But I just keep it topped off, and that's good. So Scarlet's ready to go. The Mustang. He mostly did everything. I helped here and there while working on my own stuff. But he got the radiator in, did all the two pulleys. He did undrive pulleys. I'm trying to think what else he did. We got the bigger 62 millimeter throttle body. And then he found this on Marketplace, a BBK big air intake. We had to kind of modify because it really didn't sit in here right. We had to cut some of this out, and then it was pushing up against this. So we had to make a bracket to bring this up and pull it over, and it's still kind of up against it. It's stupid. It's like, it just doesn't fit right. So we got that taken care of. We got the strut bar, and we had it taken to the muffler shop and had the cats drilled out. So now there's no congestion up in there. So it's got a pretty good sound. But it is ready to go. I think that was pretty much everything we did with the Mustang. Oh yeah, we also put a filter, like a coolant thing. You can't see it back up under there. But it's for the power steering pump, and it'll help it not die, within 2 laps. Now, if it does die, then we'll end up ripping all that out and putting in the electronic power steering, which probably costs somewhere around $2,000, but then you never have a problem ever again. There's no fluids for it to mess with. it'll have a bit of a different feeling, but it'll work and it'll be fine and you don't have to worry about it again. If it doesn't blow up, then, you know, just keep running until it does. So that's where we're at. We're pretty much ready to go. We still got that bit of rattle in the back. We need to put this thing on the lift and see if we can figure out which bolt it is or what's wrong. It's not a huge concern, but it's something we need to mess with. So yeah, fall Matsuri. It's this weekend, couple days, and a little 2-day event. Now there is going to be a comp. I'm going to try and do the comp unless there's rain. If there is rain, probably not going to do it because I don't feel like hitting anybody. Just not something I want to do. But yeah, catch us out there.